Hey there cats, good time of the day to you and thank you for tuning into my channel. I hope you are ready to once again prize the huge, big, humongous V8 engines because that's all I need to win these races. And yeah, real men do not need more than 4 speed in a transmission. If you have more than 4 speed, you gotta check what you are using. And yeah, steering is overrated. Real men go straight through the walls and stuff, you know? Just barging through them. And they do not use airbags as well. Alright. Sorry. Alright. Actually, pardon me if I won't be driving as carefully as usual in these races because I gotta use all I have in order to win these races. Yeah! Like this. So yeah. My cars are gonna be mangled in some of these races. As you can notice, I'm racing against a Kuruma, which AI doesn't normally use. Because yeah, this video includes only custom-made lineups, so it's pretty much custom-made races, which I've made for myself. And this turned out pretty hard, which is pretty good. We will see a lot of close finishes. And I feel like one is coming right now, this guy is fast. Yep, but I'm just a tad bit fast, just what I need. So this first race is in New York and it is actually one of the hardest one I've made. One of the hardest ones I've made, yeah. This is one of the races where I have to get lucky in order to win it, yeah. And there will be quite a number of races like these ones, because I intend to use, as I've said, only the cars that you use for speed transmissions and V8 engines, and truth be told, in this game all these cars are kinda slow ones, so this is not hard for me to create a race which I will not be able to complete without some luck coming my way. But that's what makes it interesting in my opinion. So I've planned to make about 3 or 4 races. I've ended up to make 7 races because they are just that good, you know. I really like how it turned out. It is really fun to give opponents all these Kurumas and other cars they don't normally drive. There are not much of them, but still there's quite enough for a good amount of races, and these cars actually make AI drivers faster and better, because the AI in the game is quite good, you know? It has waypoints, but overall it reacts to the car you give to it, and let's call it adapts to the car quite nicely. This, for example, is all Zender race, and it's a lot of fun. Zenders are fast, but they are a little bit too fast for their own waypoints. So I have just enough chances to overtake them on the corners. I'm driving Crusero Magnifica for the first time. For the first time I've recorded it on a video, and I just like this car. I like those cathedral-like tail lights, and I like... Oh! Thank you, Zender. I like the overall feeling of this machine. It is long, sleek, and beautiful. It has flame job on the side, and yeah, Magnifica is perhaps my favorite car in Midnight Club. I just can't get enough of it. Zender. By the way, Zender is pretty much the only car in original Midnight Club which is, you know, a real car, because it is there actually was a car built in 1989, I believe, which was named... What was that? Alright, I'm not sure and I do not care. So, there was a car built, I believe, in late 90s, which was named Zender Type 4. Ow, alright. And Midnight Club incarnation of Zender pretty much... Well, accurate, you know, as accurate as it can be for the early 3D graphics. It is exactly like the Zender was in real life. So yeah, and it actually uses the name Zender. I believe Zender simply ceased to exist by year 2000, so Rockstar did not have to actually license the name Zender in order to use it. That was a close 3-way finish, very nice. And it was perhaps the clumsiest race I've recorded on video so far. I believe this is the first time I've actually hit the civilian cars, and not once but twice. It was awful, to be honest, but yeah, can't do nothing about it. Points about this race, well, Zenders are fast and they're able to catch up, but unfortunately the hovercraft Zender, the Zender Type C, I'm not sure how it's called, Zender Alpha, Beta, Zender something, whatever, that hovercraft Zender, AI can't control it properly. In fact, in this race, the hover Zender totaled himself, and he totaled himself in every single, well, almost in every single try I've had in this race. It is very hard for the AI to control the hover Zender, the hovercraft Zender, and it is very hard for the AI to finish the race with the hovercraft Zender, and honestly it applies to pretty much every race. I've tried to put hovercraft Zender in several races, and it totaled itself very often. It is fast, but it hits all the corners and it can't make it through the waypoints quite correctly. If you want to have a good race against the hovercraft Zender, pick the race which is you know, straight, which has only that much turns, or it won't be much fun. Or, you know, add some proper like wheeled cars like I did in this race, so you will have some extra competition and not only hover Zender against you. And to be honest, hovercraft Zender is hard to control for the player as well. At least I've tried it about several times and I didn't get the hang of it, and I didn't try, to be honest. I didn't like it, so I just took a spin and thought, man, this is horrible, and put it away. So, head-to-head against the second Amata. This is gonna be a fair one. I've picked a track that has no traffic, so it's all about skill, and yes, I actually do have chances to win it. And, well, what can I say? If you want to repeat some of these races yourself, I will attach all the notes I have for the Midnight Club somewhere in the description of the video. Honestly, they are easy to follow and there are not much about them to, you know, to talk about it, to talk about, but if you'll have any troubles, of course, ask me away in the commentary, and if you need a video for whatever reason, I'm more than ready to record one, because this will be a short one. It is really easy and quick thing to do, custom lineups in Midnight Club, yeah. They are that easy, so I can shoot a video if you need one, but I really believe it is not needed. It is really easy, just look into my notes and you will be able to replicate it. That was a clean finish. Actually, it was somewhat easy race. I'm not even sure what can I add. Well, this race can be a lot harder. It all pretty much depends on how well the jump before the last turn will go. And yeah, it takes several tries for Midnight Club physics to take mercy on you and for the jump to went good, to be done well, something like that, yeah. It is especially kinda hard with Magnifico, because Magnifico has a tendency to go into a sharp nosedive, but it also can mess up the jump for Amata or for Kuruma as well. But as you can see right here, it went good for the boss of us this time. though I believe Kuruma could have been faster through the turn and could actually give me a run for the first place, but that's how it's ended. And next race, oh, this is a good one. Here I've put all the fastest cars I've had on the appropriate routes for them. Just look at this assortment of the exotics and tuners at the starting line. And yes, even Emily has a chance to win this race, because the routes these cars take, they are relatively hard, and Emily takes perhaps the fastest route, so I have no idea how we will in which positions these cars will come to the finish line. Pretty much every car in this race has a chance to win, so yes, this is a good race, this is a good one. Oh, steady now. I make it look easy, but it is really darn hard to control Phoenix, even on the straight line. On the straight line, this car is a wild horse. Oh boy, steady now, steady. Goes good so far. I think I have chances for a victory. I also gave myself a very custom paint job. As you can see, I've repainted the decals. I've made the sponsored decals black and the flames red. That was a very nice landing for the Zender and very bad landing for Crescendo. And I believe on the radar I see Crescendo falling behind, while as a Zender or Amata leads the race for now. And that Amata, oh Amata, Kuruma, yeah, and that Amata behind me is coming way too close. I think I will have to block it. Oh yeah, I have to resort to blocking. Ah! Careful now! Careful now! Alright, good. Oh! Oh, that was close one. Nice! See how close that finish was. A 4-way close-up. That was good one. That was good one. Really good one. I really like this race. As a point, I think if you want to repeat this race, then perhaps Zender could have been swapped with Crescendo as I look at it now, because Zender actually takes a little bit too fast of a route, and it can become a pain of the ass, and it actually has a very good route for its performance. I think its route should be given to Crescendo, yes. In retrospective, I would have swapped those cars around, so if you wanna try it yourself, be sure to swap Crescendo and Zender around for a more fair competition. Otherwise, what can I say? It's just the race to make it through with Phoenix. I'm not sure if you can make it with Crusero. Yes, I believe Crusero unfortunately is too slow for this kind of race. This is a huge straight line, and opponents here do not do much mistakes. And once again, even if they do, they usually have huge parts of straights to make up for them. So I believe you have to use something like Phoenix, something at least that fast to have a chance. Sorry for these a bit out of place shots. I had to punch them in because those parts of the replay were seriously messed up, and I've decided there is no reason to keep them in, rather to make that somewhat clumsy patch. Just look at this finish, that was a good blocking. I'm getting natural at it, I didn't even use save states. I really get good at blocking, you know. The more I play the game, the more I play the racing games in general, the better I'm getting at blocking people, because I usually drive cars like these, which unfortunately are lacking in some areas, and well, it wouldn't be fun to actually drive cars that can overtake your competition without giving them a chance, wouldn't it? So yeah, I'm getting rather good at blocking people. And this race, as you can see, we have a whole array of Kurumas at the starting line, but due to how this race is done, it is pretty much head-to-head versus the Elite Kuruma, which is the Kuruma Faasuto something, Faasuto GT, well, the Type 3 Kuruma, the fastest one of them. And yes, I still have chance of winning this race with Crusero. Just look at it, I'm really close and up, like this. Sliding into that corner, cutting like a pro, perhaps. No, that was a clean finish. That was a clean finish. Blocking was not necessary, but I've just went for it because I thought it will be, you know, automatically. I went for the blocking automatically. I also, as you can see, took my time and actually gave every Kuruma a custom paint job. It is once again not that hard, but yeah, it takes time to actually do it if you want to do it, but it is possible to give opponents custom paint jobs just like it is possible to give yourself a custom paint job. So I went ahead and did it, even though we won't see much of them other than on the starting line, since still I've thought it will be nice and pretty to do that. And look at this land yacht just sliding through the corners, sliding between traffic. It looks so beautiful, man. This race is actually rather easy if you won't go for the no damage and allow yourself to hit traffic a couple of times. But I'm kinda particularly proud of myself that I've managed to make it without hitting anything. It is so dense on traffic in this race, it was really a challenge. Alright, so we are closing on the race number 5, I believe? Oh, that's a good one. As you can see, we have a Type 3 Kuruma, a Crescendo and 2 Zenders against me, and I've decided to try a pickup truck for this race. Just as my favorite cars, this one has 4-speed transmission, and yeah, it falls into the line of my favorite cars. It has a rear-wheel drive, unlike the Type 1 pickup truck, and oops, that was a rather slow turn, but I hope it will do. And it doesn't have that big spoiler like the Type 3 truck. And this Type 2 truck has a cool flame job as a bonus to boot it, you know. So yeah, I guess this is my favorite pickup truck in this game, and I've decided it deserves at least one race on the video as well. That was a very bad turn for the Type B Zender. And Type 1 Zender, Type A, is still in front of me. But no, it made a mistake as well. And there goes Kuruma. Yeah, only Crescendo is left ahead of me. Ooh, this is kinda hard, but okay. Right now, turn number 1, turn number 2, that was close. Alright, push it to the limit now. Pretty much the last straight. Oh boy, this is gonna be close. Alright, oh, haha, perfect finish, man, perfect finish. Well, points for this race, what can I say? Almost all of the opponents are way too fast for their own good. They make a lot of mistakes and they cannot make it through their waypoints with the cars that fast. All of them instead of the main one, who is Karim in this race. Karim goes through this race pretty much perfectly, so I guess giving him a Zender or a Kuruma would be almost impossible for me to complete this race. Would make this race for me almost impossible to complete, yes. That's why I've gave him a Crescendo, and I've still spent quite some time of this race in order to complete it. I still need some of the luck to come my way in order for me to win, because Karim goes his way very smoothly. And Crescendo is more than enough for him to win. Kuruma, the middle secondary opponent, is actually pretty much bound to make a serious mistake, and he's not that dangerous. In fact, I think perhaps giving him a slower car might make him more of a threat. And Zenders, now Zenders, they can be nasty, yes. Zenders actually still has a chance to overtake me in this race. They haven't been anywhere close in this particular try, you can see on the video, but they were pretty close and, well, they pretty much took first place several times in other tries I've made through that race. Alright, oh, is it a final race already? Wow, that was fast. I thought it will take me longer to talk through this video. But well, yeah, this is the very last race, and this one is the one I've made for fun. As you can see, I filled it with my favorite American-made cars. So, no one who violates my sacred laws of V8 engines and 4-speed transmissions enters this race. Pardon me. And actually I will go slowly for this race, because this race is kinda easy. I've won it with Crusero even in its original lineup, which had Crescendo and other Amatas. And this race now has slower cars. I can take time and cruise through the streets without pushing myself to the limit. What can I say? A man should have some fun from time to time, right? So this race I've made for my own leisure. Oh, come on, Emilio! Huge jump to make! Oh! Oh, Emilio made it! Yeah, Emilio actually can make it, it doesn't surprise me much. What surprised me is the fact that Blue Truck haven't made it for whatever reason. But I do not blame him. On that ramp before the jump, the Midnight Club physics can go rabbit on you. So it really takes a little bit of luck to make it through this jump. And in fact, I've made it through the jump perfectly. I mean, surprisingly perfectly. As I said, the physics of the Crusero usually make him go into a nosedive, and it causes it to land it on its top, like Emilio actually landed. Emilio landed on its roof. Surprisingly, I've landed, well, almost like a cat. Not on my fours, but rather sideways, and continued on my wheels, which was surprising. Yeah, it's a rare occurrence. Oh! That's a rather close finish. Usually all the cars fall way behind me, but this time this muscle car was rather close. Oh well, that makes it all more interesting, right? And well, all in all, what can I say? I guess that concludes my Midnight Club videos. I hope you enjoyed this one, kids, because I had a lot of fun making and completing these custom races. I also hope at least some of you will pick up my notes and of course will make some custom races for yourself. Perhaps some of you will even record it. I will gladly take a look at them, even if you won't drive American cars. Yeah, deep inside I love all cars, you know. I just have to keep it in, you know, in character. American! Fuck yeah, all that stuff. Oh. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't afford myself a huge American pickup truck on a land yacht in real life, but, well, one day, perhaps, one day. A man can dream. Oh, here comes the jump. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, another one broken shot. Yeah, as you can see, Emilio made it, and he landed it on the roof, like I should have had landed it, but instead I've landed it rather good, surprisingly good. Alright, so, unfortunately, soon after this jump, the replay corrupted itself, and I've decided that the best option would be to replace the replay with the part of the original race. And here it comes, and since it is something that you've already seen, I think it would be just the right place for actual shameless self-promotion, because no footage lost, so yeah. feel free to click something from what you see on the screen. It should appear already by now. And once again, I have to say goodbye to you, my friends. Stay cool, cats. Good luck.